Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are once again in far northeast Philadelphia, and we're in a wooded area that I've never been in before. This is the wooded area off of Byberry Road, just past the Mass Community Charter School, on the same side of Byberry. If you're going over that bridge and you look to your left, you see the woods in there, that's where I am. The reason for this, of course, is of historical value. There was the old Byberry Fairgrounds in here where every year from 1912 until the late 1920s, they had a Philadelphia County Fair, and there are still some remnants of it. There's a horse race track, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to get in here and we're going to check this out. All right, so where I came in was just off of, I believe it's pronounced Sewell Ave, Sewell, however you say that. There's a guardrail there, and there's many different paths that come into these woods off of that street, actually. So where we are going to go is off this way a little. So it was by right by these houses, actually. The racetrack ran through what is now their backyard, and it is in here somewhere, and it may be hard to find with all these leaves on the ground, but we're gonna find it. And it's actually a lot more open in here than I expected it to be. Quite a pleasant surprise. So I'm going to see if I can find it just by eye. And this, what we're looking for again, is an old horse racing track. And it should be right around here somewhere. And if I can't find it just by looking, I do have it marked on my GPS. Now, even though there's a lot of leaves here, we will find it. I do see like pieces of concrete, bricks and stuff, but I should be looking for the tip of it around there somewhere. So let me consult with my Google Maps and we will find the exact spot. Okay, so it's a little confusing because well, let me show you. Apparently parts of the track are torn up closer to the houses. So, but I was told that you could see the footings from the grandstands, and I think I found them. So we have all these. This would have been the support that the stands were on while people watched the horse races, which, from what I understand, was the main attraction for quite some time for this county fair. They go down for quite a ways. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of them out here. So yeah, these were the grandstands where I'm standing right now, and the racetrack would have been right in front of us, which makes sense because that concrete is right over there. It goes all the way up that way and goes down this way. Now we'll just go around this tree here that fell down and come out here and see how many more there are. Not to the naked eye, these things are just like, yeah, big deal. They're pieces of concrete and they're in the woods, but this is history, people. This is, I mean, from 1912 until the late 1920s, this would be packed with people once a year, which I can't remember what month they said. It might have been around this time of year. Wow, they just go on forever. These were some big stands. I guess that's why they're called grandstands. Then there's all these rocks over here. That's strange. They're just like black. I wonder if this had anything to do with the place, because some of them obviously look shaped. Wonder if this could have been part of a building. Yeah, I could see one over here is curved and it's got little lines in it. You can see it's got the curve to it and it's got little notches in it. So these were obviously from something man-made. This one has notches in it too. I just love exploring, finding history hidden in the woods. I can't even begin to imagine what this was. But I do also have something marked on my Google Maps as well, which we're gonna head back now and try to get onto that track. There looked to be what was left of a building. But if you look right here, you can see the landscape goes up and then down and flattens out in there and then goes up on the sides. And then, even though there's trees growing here now, I'm going to assume this is the track that I wanted to look at. And you can see it goes up there towards the houses, and then it would have turned to the right, I believe, right in their backyards, and then come back around that side. And the other place that I have marked on the Google Maps is on the other side of what was the track. And I believe this track was a half mile, I think. So it's not going to be that far to walk around. But it was said to me as well, not just online, that there are parts of the track left. And now I'm looking for them. Now, I cannot remember, it was some time ago. It was one of my subscribers had sent me messages on my This Is Tom's World page telling me about this place and saying that he would come with me and show me where everything was. However, I can't find that message. I've looked up and down for the last like 3 days, up and down my messages, and I can't find it. So I was not able to contact him to get a guide. But we'll continue on our own here. And trying to keep an eye behind me on what I thought was the track. And it could be more in the middle here. Well, we'll find out as we venture through here. Okay, this time I believe I found it. So where I was over that way. And again, keep in mind with Google Maps, things are so overgrown. And when you got the mobile version of Google Maps up, you can't really, maybe you can, and I don't know, can't really go through time. But right here was where it was pointing me to. When I saw it back there, I thought for a second maybe it was asphalt because it didn't look like it had a shine to it, but obviously it's water. But it was saying that right here was the track. So I looked at the map again. This time I actually brought up Google Earth instead of just Google Maps, and it looks like where this is raised and it kind of turns around here, that this was the other turn of the track. So you had here and then down that way towards where the houses are. Well, somebody's got a little setup here. I don't think they're here now. Oh wow, they got a trash can and everything. That is very cool. Places to sit. Nice. So according to the maps, it would seem that this area right in front of me, where you can see where it kind of goes up towards the end there, that was probably the further side of the track where it turns, not the straightaway. It is, oh my god, extremely muddy in here. I'm sinking in like an inch. That's crazy. More water. So it should be like there, but I'm gonna go down there, and I want to keep following the path just to see if there is any concrete or anything left in the ground. Whew. Glad I got my work boots on. I almost was going to use my sneakers when I came here, but glad I didn't. And there are deer in these woods. Obviously there's deer in every woods around here, and that was why I was wearing that bright hoodie. Some just ran off that way, because I don't know if it's legal or illegal to hunt in here, but that doesn't necessarily mean nobody's hunting in here if it's not legal. So I don't want to be mistaken for a deer. I know we're close to being on the right track. I mean, there's cement here, and there'd be no other reason for there to be cement out here, because nothing was ever built here other than that. They had some buildings, not many, but it was all part of the fairgrounds. So once again, I consulted the map, and it says that I'm standing right before where another turn was that went to the other straightaway. And you can see this path, even though covered by leaves and it's muddy, it does turn, and it comes out down that way, which is what the map said. So we're just going to keep following what I saw in the map. We should be on the straightaway right now. And again, it's still just mud and roots. But I'm hopeful that the part of the building, as it seemed to be, will still be there. And that is off in that direction somewhere. But this, what we're on here, should have been the straightaway, even though the landscape is saying otherwise. Because on Google Maps, even if you just go to Google Maps and you look at the the current map, you can see the oval in the trees. If you look hard enough and you have it pointed out to you, you will see the oval. And maybe I can put a picture of it up right now and like highlight what I think is the track. And now that's also based on looking back at old maps too. I saw some old maps where you can definitely still see the track. And granted, they're not on Google, but some sites that I go to look at historical aerials. But yeah, we should be on the straightaway. And now we find one of our first things that's still here. We got a drainage pipe. So, and you know, that could be very, very old, and that could very well be like what was on the side of the track. Maybe it kept the water off the track or something, or diverted water somewhere, or maybe there was like a little bit of water that went around the outside of the track. I don't know, because there's not very many pictures, and the pictures that you will find of the fairgrounds, of the Byberry Fairgrounds during the Philadelphia County Fair, they're like pictures of a picture that was from a newspaper back in 1920 something, 1922 or something like that. So they're not of the best quality. So it's not like you can zoom in and see what you're looking at. But that's definitely something older, and it's got to be from that. So we found our first sign of it. Now we're just going to keep going up this straightaway until we get to a part where I know I got to turn from there to the right and see if I can find what's left of that building. But for now, I'm just constantly checking the map and making sure that we are on the area where it says the straightaway is. When I go over here for what is currently a path, it tells me that I'm a little off kilter and that it's over here going this way. And so again, as I check, I moved over a little bit. Where I was walking was along here, and there was a little side trail here, and it's saying that straight ahead again is we're on the straightaway. And once again, it's just dirt and brush and stuff like that. and notice that there is a drop off here. So it's like the entire track was raised, because we saw it on the other side as well, and around the turn that it was raised, and the dirt actually went up like that. Now here it's worn down, obviously, over the years due to weather and people walking around here and stuff. But this right here, pretty much like right around where those two trees are in the middle, this should be the track. But it's hard to find any actual signs of it. So we'll walk up a little more, and if there's no path to go from there to the right where I need to go, then we can always come back here, because we know that's wide open. But we will continue to walk along here and see if we get back into the woods around here, instead of stepping through all that thorns and stuff like that. And of course I walked into a spider web, because, well, wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't. And I'm keeping an eye to the right on that drop off so that I can stay in line with it. And come out to here. Little drop off here is weird, like right here, and then you can see tire tracks. But at this point, we might be near where I needed to go off to the right. Because again, there really doesn't seem to be many signs of the actual track itself left. So there's a spot here I can go off to the right, and I'll go look for what I was looking for. And when I come back, we'll come back to this spot here, and I'll see if I can continue going up the track that way, see if there's any signs of anything. Okay, so I came down the little hill, and based on the map, what I'm looking for should be straight this way. It's where I put my little pinpoint. And thus far, I don't see anything down there. But we'll keep going. Something on here. I don't know what the heck that is. But when I looked on the one of the older maps on Google, or Google Earth rather, because you can go back in time a little bit there, there was a time not that long ago where the satellite view was taken during the winter time at some point, and you could see through the trees because there was no greenery growing, and it looked like there was something in here. See some stuff over here, but I don't know if that's it. Well, according to the map and the pin that I stuck in there, we should be right on top of what I saw, and the only thing in the area I'm seeing that would be anything, this could be what was left of whatever I saw on the maps. And seeing as how it's like flat on that side, almost makes me think it was part of a building, or that was a floor of something. I don't think the road would be that smooth. The road would be more like this one here, where if it's flat. But some of these do look like pieces of something, and there is a mound here with a lot of little stones and dirt. So this was definitely something. And it really stinks that it's not here. Anyway, that's a big piece of concrete. And I know also that the person who was messaging me had said that there was still the horse stables, or part of the horse stables, left. And I was hoping that that was what I found. And hopefully that's not it, because whatever it is disassembled. I'm just coming over here just to look at this. Well, there is a piece of concrete here, like a big one that, like, I doubt anybody would have moved this by hand. And this is obviously just like a party spot here. Another piece of concrete in the ground there, and another one there. And this would be too far from the track to be grandstands or stands of any kind. So this was something. There's another one there, another piece of concrete. Yeah, these were supports for something. See, we're finding history. It may not be the most interesting of stuff, but this is still history of the area. So I was just over there, and I decided to try to get exactly right on top of where I dropped that pin on Google Maps. And it is right here. And this is another area that has concrete. It's got this. Let's see. This goes all the way down. It's still underneath me here. Not here. Oh yeah, it's still here. So it's going from there. This was obviously a structure. Oh yeah, I can see it here. It keeps going straight up here. So there was something here recent. I'm knocking all the leaves off so I can look back and we can see it. And try to figure out where it ends to see what direction it went in. All right, so I've figured out what's here of the frame of this building, whatever it was. So it starts here, as I said, and then it goes here. I didn't kick a lot of this off, but then there is where I said, oh yeah, it still keeps going. And you can see it continues to go here. This is all this is all concrete. And then turns here, continues to go down here. So this was a decent sized building. And then it just stops right here. Right there. So I don't see anything else out here this way, but right where this stops, I'm standing on the edge. You look down that way, right about right there, there's another square of concrete, right? And then this square of concrete is in line with those ones over at that place that I was looking at. There's one right here. So let's see if there's any other concrete that continues from here. So this could have been the door. This could have been one of the stables. So if I look straight down this way, my camera will straighten out. There we go. Straight ahead, right about in there. there's another concrete block that would be for the supports. I don't see another one before that, but it could be that there was one here and it sank. So yeah, this obviously was something, and it's big enough going from right back here, like you can see the concrete right over there. So it went all the way down that way, and it was just one big rectangle. So we may have found the stables. My little pinpoint thing on the maps did not disappoint. And that pile of concrete and stuff we found over there, that could have been from this building, that it was just moved over there when they demolished it. Which, it's pretty sad that that happened, but at least we were able to give it recognition. And found another one right here, and it's got some kind of big bolt in it, and it's bent. And we'll see if there's anything else around here, because they did say that they had a couple of buildings, and I had also read that there was a special train that went from the Reading terminal that came right to here. And as to why the fairgrounds died, well, it was in the late 20s when cars started becoming more and more a common thing for people, and they were going to other places. You know, it's the same story that was with over at the Chamonix Falls when I did that, where the amusement park used to be, where 88 Steps is. It was the same issue. Like, people came there by train, and it was a really popular spot. Some really famous people at the time were performing there, but with the invention of the car and making it cheaper for families to buy, these kind of things just went to the wayside. And now, after walking around this area a little bit, I didn't go too far. You can see that area I was just focused on down there. I don't really see anything else sticking out to me in here. If there's anybody watching this that knows these woods really well, let me know if I missed anything. Like, you know, put in like the timestamp saying at this time in your video, if you would have went left or down such and such trail, you would have seen this or something, and I can always come back. I don't think this is where I initially came back, because I don't remember seeing all these blocks. But I think I came in over here and just walked along the side there, so I wouldn't have. So, but there's a lot of them back here. So this definitely was an area of interest around here, like that had things, and you know, maybe different buildings, maybe they did all kinds of things at this fair. You know, they had air shows with stunt airplane pilots. They had vegetable contests and stuff, like biggest pumpkin and things like that. They just did a lot of things at that fair, and it attracted a lot of attention at the time. So now we are back on track. Sorry, dad joke. So the straightaway that leads up to the curve that we started at on the other side of that curve should be right in front of us, but again, no traces of it. There are paths in here. They don't necessarily match the track. I mean, they kind of keep in line with it, but that straightaway should be over here, again towards the edge where it's raised. And there are like various pieces around of of this place. You know, some pieces of I guess the track. We saw that concrete initially, and some of the remnants of buildings. So there's still some of this left, which is a good thing. So it should be this, but even this path kind of zigzags a little, and this should be the straightaway, so it doesn't exactly follow it. And as we're nearing the turn of the original track, another piece of concrete here, just like what we found at the start. Can I say for sure that this was part of the track? No, only because we haven't seen any evidence of it otherwise, except in these two spots. And over there, it's just like right behind me, that's just one little piece. So I can't say definitively that that's part of it. And now, here we are. Almost full circle, or full oval, as it were. Now again, part of this would have went through some of the people's backyards, but long since been built over. But thankfully they didn't take the entire wooded area. Could still preserve some of the history, which was cool. You know, it was fun. Something different. Anyway, I'm not too far from where I started, so I might as well say now that I thank you for coming along on this adventure. More concrete. And make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It's right there, right underneath the video. That little blue thumb, just click on that. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm. If this is your first time here and you've not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. And once you do that, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be sure to be notified as soon as I upload new videos or go live, which I do tend to do quite a bit nowadays. And then we can chat. And we can talk about ideas that you may have or places you'd like for me to go visit and make videos in. I'm always up for suggestions, and stumbled on my words just as I stumbled on a stick, so that's kind of apropos. Anyway, so also make sure that you support the channel by sharing out the videos. You can share out the channel URL itself. It's just youtube.com/thisistomsworld, all one word, no spaces, no punctuation. You could also support the channel by clicking on the little button below. I can talk, I really can, I swear. The little button below the video on the right side, somewhere around there, or where the three dots are, and there should be a button with a little $sign on it, and it says thanks. That's what we call a super thanks, and that helps the channel because it donates money to the channel, which I will put back into the channel. Another way you can support the channel, I have a merch shop. The link is down in the description. Go check it out. I got 3 different designs. I just now hit the off time for work. We're off season now, and I'm gonna have some extra time, so I'm gonna try to make more designs. But go check it out. I got hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, pillows, all kinds of stuff. So go check it out and buy something, you know, get yourself some Tom's World gear. Anyway, all that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I thank you once again for coming along. I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.